For my TED Talk topic, I chose to highlight the differences between the Joe Biden sexual assault allegations and the Brett Kavanaugh sexual assault allegations, and how they've been covered by the media and some prominent figures in our world today. So, just to begin, to highlight something in that first slide, believe women with an asterisk, and the asterisk explanation is only when it is convenient for your side, because that does feel like what is happening here. Both women seem to have stories that go with their sexual assault allegations, but it seems like one was being heard and has been valued more than the other. So it seems like that's what's happening. Only when it's convenient for your side, only when it's convenient for your point of view, are things being taken seriously, and if they're not, then they aren't being taken as seriously. So just to give a little more background on the Biden and Kavanaugh allegations, Brett Kavanaugh was accused by Christine Blasey Ford for sexual assault during their high school years. And during this time, during the coverage of the Kavanaugh allegations and the trial, Christine Blasey Ford's name, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford's name, was mentioned by CNN 1,898 times. It was mentioned by MSNBC 1,878 times and Fox News 1,066 times. And that's then compared to the Biden allegations, which have been brought to light recently by Tara Reade, who was a former staffer on one of Joe Biden's campaigns back in 1992. That's when she claims that the sexual assault had taken place. And as of right now, Tara Reade's name has only been mentioned by Fox News 57 times, by CNN 9 times, and by MSNBC one single time. So as you can see, Tara Reade's name mentioned far less than Dr. Ford's name. I will say that Mrs. Reade brought forth her allegations during a pandemic, so there is other news out there. But as you can obviously see, the mentions for Dr. Ford far outweigh the mentions of Mrs. Reade. And then to highlight a little bit on the figures of our current world, Alyssa Milano was one of the pioneers of the Me Too movement, and she had Dr. Ford had Alyssa Milano's full support during the trial and during everything that happened with Brett Kavanaugh being appointed to the Supreme Court. So she automatically had Dr. Ford's back. But now, as she has been faced with questions about why she has been remaining so quiet about Joe Biden's rape allegation, she said, "I just don't feel comfortable throwing away a decent man that I've known for 15 years in this time of complete chaos without there being a thorough investigation, and I'm sure that the mainstream media would be jumping all over this if they found more evidence through their investigation. So I'm just sort of staying quiet about it." So she mentions that the mainstream media would be mentioning more things if it was an issue, but you saw the numbers between Tara Reade's name being mentioned and Dr. Ford's name being mentioned. And then kind of a rival now, I guess, of Alyssa Milano is Rose McGowan, who she has been on Tara Reade's side from the beginning and has gone against her former friend Alyssa Milano. But she has been a huge supporter both of Dr. Ford and of Tara Reade, saying that basically you can't pick and choose which people to believe. You have to believe all women, not just one or two of them, if it helps your point of view. And then moving on from that, the mission that Alyssa Milano set out to do and have the Me Too movement and empowering women overall is now being hurt because of this. Because just believing some women is not good for the movement. Shouldn't be backing a woman just because she accuses someone who you are not in favor of, and shouldn't be backing a potential sexual assaulter because he is someone who you were in favor of. Picking and choosing which women to believe is hurting the Me Too movement and hurting the credibility of sexual assault allegations that will be brought forth from now on. And believing Dr. Ford and not Tara Reade is contributing to rape culture by causing women who have been assaulted to keep quiet because they do not know how their accusations will be covered by the media and by people who they thought that they could trust with Alyssa Milano and being the Me Too movement. But definitely need to look more into believing all women or believing no women, but picking and choosing is not something that will be good for the future generations of women.